Hey, it's Nate Bunsey. This is Weekly Insight from mybroker.nate.com. And today I wanted to talk about why do we buy insurance, or why don't we buy like the state minimum, the bare minimum, the absolute lowest amount of insurance that you can buy? Because in the state of Pennsylvania, for auto insurance, all you need to do is insure $15,000 per person, $30,000 per accident total, and 5,000 for bodily injury, and $5,000 for property damage, which means that you can have, well, essentially means that you can have insurance that virtually won't cover any vehicle out on the road today. I mean, you've got to have a real junker for it to be worth only $5,000. And $15,000 in bodily injury. Bodily injury is going to cover your medical bills, your lost wages, things like that. If you're hurt in a car accident, $15,000 is not much. You know what I mean? It's not much in the grand scheme of things, especially when we're talking about medical bills and things like that. So why buy more than that? Because our recommended limits, the minimum of 100,000 per person, 300,000 per accident is what we like to see on everybody's bodily injury. And what I really like to see is 250,000 per person, $500,000. And this is to protect other people. If you're essentially, bodily injury is going to pay other people if you hit them, right? But why do that? Why bother? You know what I mean? What's the point? Now, in my last video, I explained that if you have those high limits for bodily injury, you can also have those high limits for uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage. And that protects you. Uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage. If you get hit by somebody and you're injured and they have bad insurance, they have low limits or limits that are insufficient to meet your claim, then you can go back to your uninsured and underinsured motorist coverage. So that's one reason why you want to do it. But let's say that's not the case. Let's say you never hit, you never get hit by anybody else, but you do get into a bad accident and it's your fault. And I'm just gonna tell you a real quick story. I used to be in a networking group with a chiropractor who was the wife of another chiropractor, and that chiropractor's husband in our group was hit by like a 22-year-old girl while he was bike riding out in Lancaster County, in the rural roads of Lancaster County. It was an accident. It was not a crime. The girl wasn't drunk, no texting with driving. There was no charges or anything like that. I mean, clearly she did something wrong, but it was an accident. Accidents happen. And that the chiropractor was killed in that accident. So this is where having high limits when you hit somebody else, because now we've got a father of, I believe, two children that were middle school or high school age. So they're well-educated parents, so they're probably going to be going to college. His prime earning years, he was in his, I think, late 40s or early 50s, something along those lines. And suddenly he's gone. And this is what bodily injury liability is for. And if you don't have resources yourself, like money in the bank, and you become liable for that sort of accident, even if they could never get anything from you, imagine the weight that's going to, be on your shoulders if you cause that accident and you have no way of making it right. That's what insurance does. So the minimum coverage means that you'll have minimum peace of mind. And actually, in the case of Pennsylvania, like state minimum limits of 1535, you could end up with totally insufficient coverage, and where you wanted to shift your risk of the liability while driving, you want to shift that to the insurance company, you're actually retaining a bunch of risk. Let's say the average cost of a car is $10,000 and you're riding around with $5,000 of property damage coverage. You're self-insuring. If you're in an accident, you're like, I'll cover the extra $5 for the average, and if I hit a Maserati or something like that, yeah, whatever. What are you gonna do? So, and again, even if they can't get anything out of you, there's still the psychological toll that comes with having been the cause of an accident, even if it's an accident, you didn't try it, and not having those resources through that insurance to pay for those claims. If you would like a quote on what we recommend for, have good coverage to meet, the appropriate amount of peace of mind that you want to have when you're out on the road, or you want to double check what coverage you should have at your home, contact me, Nate Bunty, 717-297-6657. I'm here in Columbia, Pennsylvania, independent agent, and I'd love to help you with your home, auto, or small business insurance. Thanks.